Alright, so today I'm setting out to answer the question I've been getting. Which one is better, LR Lostvayne or Purgatory MELIODAS? Because obviously you can't run both at the same time. It's one MELIODAS or the other, and provided you have LR MELIODAS to begin with, which one should you actually be using? But first, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. The 1.5 anniversary of the game is here, so there's no better time to start playing than now. You can download the game for free on iOS and Android down in the description for a bunch of freebies that come with a big celebration like this. I had a chance to try out Colorful Stage, and as someone that has played rhythm games as a child, I couldn't stop playing it for hours after I recorded the footage for this video. There is just so much content in the game, with a main story, event stories, shows you can play solo containing a huge list of songs, including Vocaloid's fan favorites. You can even play the songs online with other players too, and just flex your crazy reaction speeds. Customization is also a big part of the game, with characters from so many different musical groups, and outfits you can acquire to make your group look the best and coolest it can be. So do not miss out on starting your journey with Hatsune Miku's Colorful Stage today, while the 1.5 anniversary celebration still lasts. Download it using my link in the description and just have fun. Alright, head over. So, we are going to be actually talking about them in either situation imaginable, because both of these characters can be run on the two best teams in the game currently. The best team in the game currently, I believe, to be the Ban and Meli and the N team. This guy is using Kyo as a troll, but this actually looks kind of fun to run as well. But as you can see from the top 100 players, this is what they're running right now. It's Diane, Ban, and Meli. Now, it kind of differs, so you can see Purgatory Meli in here. And I don't know if a lot of these players are still running Purgatory Meli because they don't have LR Meli. Even the biggest of whales, and now you can see all of them are using Lostvayne. Yeah, this guy's cracked out. Even, the biggest of whales can't be asked to do the highest difficulty in the new game mode because it's just really annoying. So some of these players might actually have LR Meli, so they're using still Purgatory Meli, but even then, I think there is reasoning to using Purgatory Meli over LR Meli. It's just, first off, LR Meli is the newest toy, so you want to try to see all of these are using LR Meli. But here's the thing. All of these players are going second, because in top 100, you will go second. You're going to go against AI that has CC food, so you're always going to go second. You can't use food yourself. So, what about Ungeared top 100 currently? Right now there's a season for Ungeared as well. And in the Ungeared section you will see there's a Lostvayne, but if you keep scrolling down, majority of players are actually using Purgatory Meli, because one is actually better than the other for something. I'm gonna skip Yamcha. No, actually I'll show you. He's an interesting guy. Oh no, he changed. Okay, he had like a weird human team. So I was like, I'm gonna skip him. But yeah, he's using LR Meli as well. But a lot of these players are using Purgatory Meli as well, because if you go first, Purgatory Meli has still a better punch to it when it comes to level 1 card. And also, you're not doing the first attack, so this guy's using demons, you're not doing the first attack with LR Meli, right? You're doing it with the end. Let me show you what I mean. So when going first here, my first instinct is to pop in the DN taunt so I can protect myself for the next turn, and then I go in with Ban. I don't actually engage with Purgatory Meli or LR Meli, whichever one I'm using, right? When it comes down to this team in specific, not talking about, of course, the Demon team, which is also a team where you're going to be thinking which one is better. Specifically with this team, this is the first turn, right? I pop in the DN taunt and then I double attack with Ban. And for the second turn, there is a question in which, is the enemy even gonna crit my Meli this turn? Because they could just pop in some single targets and none of the attacks crit. Now in this situation it did crit. We're facing an AI, so it's not the best of decisions there. Regardless of that, you're for the majority of matches that I've played personally with LR Lostvayne in this team, you don't get crit that much. And so if you don't get crit, he's not doing much, right? So there is that. So there is still a reason for Purgatory Meli, not even counting the fact that Ban is giving everyone 20% damage reduction on top of Meli's own damage reduction as well. So that was crazy patience, bro. That's sad. I don't have like dodge food or anything. That was just straight up patience. So there's also a point to, you know, think of. Do I think you should run Purgatory Meli over Lostvayne if you have him? Honestly, no. LR Lostvayne is just kind of insane. Now going in with the exact same team, but with Purgatory Meli instead, we lost a shit ton of CC. And it does matter for Ungeared because you're going to be facing other LR Lostvaynes soon enough. Right now, it's not that big of a deal. I don't see that many Lostvaynes, to be honest. You know, it's just not that accessible, right? But in due time, there will be more. So with Purgatory Meli, one great thing I think is here. So I actually end up killing some Bond. Kill the Meli. Next turn, he really needs to think, do I even single target the DN? It's not even a question of, oh, do I AoE and mistakenly crit the Lostvayne and rank him up? Any attacks will actually contribute to, you know, Purgatory Meli's passive. So there's still, I think, a good argument that his damage reduction, in either way, the damage reduction or the crit effect, both serve a similar purpose of making the enemy quite a bit scared, right? When you're making the enemy a little bit scared of attacking you by just, you know, making so they either fear the attack boost or the rank up, in either way, they kind of serve the same purpose, you know? But we didn't have the attack boost there, so... Well, we did have attack boost. What the hell? Wait a minute. This is Purgatory Meli off of the demon team. Yeah, it's weird champ. It's Mike, I haven't used Purgatory Meli on this team yet. I didn't know he hit so little. Everyone was debuffed. What the hell? Bruh. Okay, well, now that I've used them on this team now... Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Is LR Lostvayne that much... Okay. Maybe it's this team specifically. Because this is my first time actually using Purgatory Meli on this team. So... I was like, okay, Purgatory Meli is not that bad on this team because it kind of serves the same purpose, but just seeing the damage difference, it's pretty crazy. Purgatory Meli off of the demon team compared to LR Lostvayne off the demon team. I'm gonna play on demons right now to make a comparison too. But sure, that was a pretty visual comparison there. So now on the demon team, right? And I think, okay, we just looked at like a pretty destructive comparison between the two of them, but I think for the demon team, it's a little bit closer. When it comes down to it, you're basically competing for who does the most damage, and not only that, who can provide the most to the entire team itself. And I think they're more tied in this one. As soon as I swap to Purgatory Meli, I'm going to be like, oh my god, Purgatory Meli is so much worse. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Only because Purgatory Meli has a part in his passive that's like, okay, demons get damage reduction. When it comes to what, you know, everyone's running right now, and it's arguably the best team in the game, which is the End, Bond, and Lostvayne, that damage reduction is only for him, right? So he's not providing the rest of the team with that sense of protection. Now, it's not like LR Lostvayne has anything like that, right? He doesn't have damage reduction or anything like that, but he just hits insanely hard. Harder than Purgatory Meli when Purgatory Meli doesn't have attack buff. Like a level 1 Lostvayne shits on a level 1 Purgatory Meli card. You know what I mean? And we're talking about a character that, you know, can get like rank ups, but also in comparison, Purgatory Meli can easily get the attack buff. So I guess the ranking up part of Lostvayne is a direct comparable to a attack boost from Purgatory Meli, but in any way, Lostvayne edges him a little bit, but it's not that big of a difference. It's okay, it is not a fair comparison because this team is way tankier than the previous one. But when you're coming, you know, and talking about the first turn DPS, the difference is not the biggest when it comes to the demon team. Lostvayne does Ajima. Like the single target from Lostvayne hits insanely hard. I'm probably not gonna kill. Yeah, that's not fair though. Like, there's a ruined PvP right now that gives 25% extra HP. I've done this exact same turn so many times with Purgatory Melee. I know that, like, Zeldris level 1, Purgatory Melee level 1, SRS level 1 combo always kills an enemy Purgatory Melee. I know for a fact. I've done it so many times, right? So it's a little unfair. There's a rule right now for that. And it would have been more fair of a comparison if we had this team with Lostvayne as well. But I do believe Lostvayne would have killed. It just hits harder. It's just as simple as that. Yeah. Purgatory Melee on the demon team feels like way more in place than when he's on that other team, in my opinion, right? And I think a lot of the players that are using Purgatory Melee is because they don't have Lostvayne. And that's fair enough. If you don't have Lostvayne, keep using Purgatory Melee. One is better. Lostvayne, in my opinion, is better. But it's not like, oh my god, Purgatory Melee is completely unusable. It's not like Trader Melee, right? When Purgatory Melee became a thing, right, when he came out, Trader Melee went into the dumpster, right, as a PvP character. PvP specifically. It's not the same thing. Before we wrap up the video with my conclusion, although I do believe my conclusion is pretty, it's pretty strong, that Lostvayne is better. I wanted to play some top 100, so I'm playing top 100 right now. I haven't played in ages. I haven't played since the last season. The last season, I didn't play actually. Since 2 seasons ago. And I would like to actually face a bot so I could go second and have a better understanding of it. Ooh, okay. Here's one thing I realized when I was looking at the list. Most bonds actually don't have Roxy link. I'm using Roxy because I'm a piece of shit. I have a 6x Roxy, right? And most bonds actually have Sauriel link. I think it's because you don't get 7 debuffs on Purgatory Melee in the first turn if you don't have Sauriel link. But you would if you do. That's definitely something to consider. So, first turn, a bunch of single targets, which means our Lostvayne did not rank up at all. Not ideal, but we are gonna get the ultimate. Plus, we're just gonna get like 2 attacks here. Oh, I should have just not done that. Okay. I thought that would do way more damage. I was like, it doesn't matter if I get disabled. Oh, no, never mind. No Tormil link on Estarossa. No Tormil link on Estarossa. Yeah, this is where I said, like, Purgatory Melee could be better on that regard. Because if I had Purgatory Melee, I would have had the attack buff. But would the attack buff be better than Lostvayne kind of existing? You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely something to consider. In general, I think Lostvayne's better. But, you know, it's not to the point where everyone should just delete their Purgatory Melees or something. Okay, this is it. These are the regular top 100 AIs. Actually, I don't know. Is it? It's been a while. Is this still the AI? I guess it is. It's updated with Freya. So, can Lostvayne tank it like a good boy? He's gonna get crit on as well, for sure. Yep. Yep. Bond has 40% damage reduction, so I have good faith in him. Nice. Okay. Only 1 rank up. But better than nothing. Right? Better than nothing. Who do we want to go for? Brynhilder? She can't be debuffed that much. Freya? You have Tormil, so I really don't want to go for you. Again, it's been a while. I'm gonna go for Freya. It's been a while. I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh yeah, she's dead. That's like about half, right? That was not half. Wow. Okay. If Melee gets curl more time, so like a Brynhilder AoE, he gets level 3s. Which is kind of irrelevant actually, because I'm damage capped, right? But at the same time, not really, because if you compare to like Purgatory and Melee, right? Which is the direct comparison we're making. Melee can only have the attack boost once. I have like multiple ranked up Lostvayne cards. So that is definitely something to consider. I'm gonna just do this. And if someone survives, they can take the level 3. She can't heal from this. Really? Doesn't matter, you're dead. And Brynhilder's single target ultimate sucks. So it's fine. She's being massively lowered by Zeldris, and Bond's 1 tick of passive. And then we have, what, 60% damage reduction at RDN, so it's chill. Would Purgatory Melee be the same thing? I don't think Purgatory Melee would die, because he would have an insane amount of damage reduction, while Lostvayne has the crit defense to back him up. Like, I can't do the combo on Brynhilder, I just realized. You know, the Bond combo, I can't do it on her. Because she has, she can only be debuffed by 1 debuff. So, because... Am I still disabled? Because, the passive debuff goes off before the attack, then she's gonna get the target removed before I actually get to attack her. I'm gonna swap to Purgatory Melee and see how it goes with him. But yeah, he has damage reduction on top of Bond's damage reduction, so I think he'll be chill as well. That's my assumption at least. Oh my god, that's an that's an old team. Yeah, this guy, my top 100 defense team is Rimuru, Trader, Melee, Ludociel. So this guy is like a little newer than mine. Because I can't be asked to change my defense team. That's funny. We're gonna be tanky, no problem then. It's just... Yeah, that AI is just phenomenal, isn't it? So Melee got the attack buff. But as we saw, you know, the attack buff... Attack from Melee didn't really hit all that hard, right? I'm gonna do this and give him a shot at doing damage. Like, Lostvayne would have likely been crit by Galfr's attack, and we would have had like a big time AoE too. So it's like, I don't know. Lostvayne is obviously, he's just better. He's just better. Highly, or much more difficult. I was gonna say, highly impossible to obtain. Well, that's not true. They're giving out the medals, and starting next week on JP, I assume, Labyrinth is gonna come back, and with Labyrinth's return, then I do believe they're gonna include at least, I hope, a decent chunk of coins in the shop for Labyrinth. So it's going to be more accessible as time goes on. It's just right now it's kind of tied to that very difficult game mode, which I can also see, by the way. The game mode is in seasons, right? So I think they're going to do, the game mode's going to go away. Labyrinth is going to come in. I don't think Labyrinth is going to drop as many coins as the game mode did, but Labyrinth is going to come in, and then I think next season is going to start for the game mode. They're gonna lower the difficulty. Like, I can see them do it because it's just way too hard. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what they do. If they've, you know, deemed that's the appropriate difficulty, but soon enough, loads of you are gonna be having more access to Lostvayne Melee. And yeah, that's about it.